In today's video, we are going to be doing an all-day cook and clean with me. If you guys are anything like me, you're unexpectedly at home for the next 2 to 3 weeks with your entire family in the house. So there's a lot of cooking and a lot of cleaning that's happening here. So I'm just pretty much taking you through a typical day that's most likely the same thing that's happening in your house, where I'm cooking all of our meals and what feels like cleaning constantly. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jessica, and here on my channel, we focus on all things mom life, whether that's cooking or cleaning or healthy living, but everything we do here in this space does have a bit of a healthy twist, as I am a holistic nutritionist. If that sounds like something that you might be interested in, I would love it if you would open up the description box down below and hit the big red subscribe button. All right, let's get into it, and I hope this video gives you a ton of motivation for your cooking and cleaning. As you can see here, we're getting started with breakfast, and we're making some homemade sweet potato waffles and pancakes. For all of the recipes that I showed today, I'll be sure to list the ingredients and instructions in the description box down below. But I'm making a big batch of these so that I can freeze half and put half in the refrigerator to have for the week ahead. Planning our meals and our food and cooking ahead whenever I can and doubling the recipe is really something that saves me. So I'm throwing everything into the blender, putting it together. Meanwhile, I'm getting together some turkey bacon. We're having an easy breakfast at home, but I'm just doubling the recipe to make sure we have enough for a couple days in the week ahead. After breakfast, I'm taking the opportunity to reset and clean our entire living room, which we call our play area, unfortunately, at the time. Our kitchen, our dining room, you'll see everything is pretty much turned upside down. Now, when I'm filming this, it is on a weekend, so the kids aren't upstairs and they're not involved. They're giving me 15 to 30 minutes of sanity. However, I do get them involved on the weekdays. We pretty much say, let's take a break from our work, let's reset our space and move on to the next activity. But that's what I'm doing right now, because we are in this space 24/7. We're living here, we're on top of each other, and there's no breaks. I like to have a clean space. It helps clear my mind. So if I can reset everything, like you can see here, our kitchen, Ronan was doing Legos here. There's everything from breakfast spread out everywhere, but wiping everything clean before another mess starts is just what helps me emotionally, and it makes me a better mom and human. So this is just what works for us. And as you can see here, I'm gonna collect all of these Legos and put them back in their bins. For Ronan's Legos, if you follow me on Instagram, you might remember I've color coded them, I've broken them down, and then I do have like a slush bin right here. So these are all the Legos that he's currently working on. I don't want him to have to break these down every time we need to put them away. I just have a small bin in the front for his Legos that he's currently working on and projects that he's doing. Then up above, you'll see on the drawers, I do have like our craft projects, our puzzles. All of the puzzles are in Ziploc bags. It's not ideal. However, we were losing puzzle pieces and things were getting lost. So to keep everything organized, I do have them in Ziploc bags. You can see here the boxes get ripped really easily. And then I'm resetting this table, and I'll wipe it down when I wipe down the kitchen counters at the end. Next, you'll see that I pull everything together and I gather all of the dirty plates and dishes. I move them close to the sink. This way it's easy for me to load up the dishwasher and get things going. All right, guys, I need your help. No matter what I do, I cannot get this waffle maker spotless. So leave me any tips and tricks in the description box down below. This bristle brush helped a little bit, but I'm never able to get all of the remnants off of it, and it really drives me nuts. So I'd love to hear from you guys, any tips you have on keeping your waffle maker clean. Now I'm going to go ahead and load all of our dishes into the dishwasher and hand wash anything that needs to be hand washed and air dry it on the countertop. Just between our juicer and blender alone, I feel like I am always washing appliances. I use our juicer at least once a day, most of the time twice, likewise with our blender. So I always feel like I'm hand washing so many dishes, but it really doesn't take as long. It's more of like the mental effort that it takes me to work up to get them clean. Next, this is my absolute new favorite, BioClean all-purpose cleaner. This stuff doesn't leave any residue, any streaks, and you'll see soon that I use it on our stainless steel fridge, which for some reason is one of those stainless steel refrigerators that gets fingerprints all over it all of the time, and I love to use this on there as a quick wipe down. Now for like a proper scrub of our appliances, I love to use our nano towel. If you're not familiar with what I'm speaking of, I will go ahead and link a video for you up in the cards about the nano cloth. I've done a review showing you all of the ways that you can use your nano cloth. I love that thing. But I'm using the BioClean here really quickly to get all of the maple syrup and everything that we ate at breakfast on those waffles off of any sticky surfaces. Now it's right around lunchtime, and I'm going to go ahead and get lunch and dinner started. I'm making some broccoli and cornbread muffins. I've slowly added a bit more corn back into our family's diet. I normally don't feed my children a lot of corn. However, I've started microdosing them a little bit more corn and gluten, to be honest with you, just to ensure that they don't then have a sensitivity to it because their bodies haven't ingested it in a long time. And these cornbread muffins were so delicious. Sawyer wouldn't even really give them a try, but then after a day or two, she started devouring them. So everything for this recipe will be in the description box down below. So be sure to hit that expand arrow and you'll find all of the instructions and ingredients that you need to know to make this recipe. Typically when I make this recipe, I do use 1 cup of coconut flour instead of the 1 cup of cornmeal. But like I said, I'm starting to add more corn and gluten just into the kids' diet, probably once a month, to make sure that they're getting exposed to it at home. However, you could make the recipe with cornmeal or you can make the recipe with coconut flour, whatever your family's dietary needs are. But these were so good and they're both delicious either way that you make them. The texture was so yummy and adding the broccoli was such a nice touch. When I make them with coconut flour, I'll add broccoli and carrot. I mix this up quite a bit with this recipe. Feel free to make it your own, but it's such a dense, yummy texture. We love it with chili, which you'll see I'm going to make it with chili this afternoon. I also make it with chicken noodle soup, so I make these savory muffins a lot. I even substitute some kale, some zucchini, some red pepper. There's so many iterations that you can make savory muffins. So let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see more savory muffins on my channel, and perhaps I can do an entire video dedicated to savory muffins. I feel like there's some meals like chili and spaghetti that are completely underrated and do not get the credit for how nutritious they can be. So we're going to be making a veggie loaded chili. I'm going to be adding some cauliflower and some zucchini, some black beans and black lentils. Within this meal, you are exceeding your child's daily folate levels, you're exceeding your child's daily fiber levels, and you're getting in your child's suggested amount of RDA of iron just in this chili alone. And that doesn't include our broccoli stuffed cornbread that they'll be eating alongside of it. So this is what I'm saying. Sometimes we need to take the simplest recipes, bulk them up with some more veggies, and call it a day. Right now we're in a situation where we have our children around us. We don't have as much downtime to do the Pinterest or Instagram meals. So let's just make it easy, throw things into the Instant Pot that make sense, that nourish our kids, and stuff that we know that they'll actually eat. As I mentioned, it is an all-day cook and clean with me, and that's because the cleaning never stops. At night, I cannot go to bed without doing a quick evening tidy up. And to be honest with you, it never takes me more than 20 minutes to do the entire living room, the dining room, and the kitchen, and it pays dividends for the next morning ahead. I like to fluff our pillows, put everything back in place, fold up the blankets, put away any last toys. Thankfully, Ronan and now Sawyer is getting better at it as well. They put away their toys before we go to bed. However, there's always a couple things that I still need to straighten up and put away. I am filming this on a Sunday, so the next day is Monday. I'm getting everything set up for our new homeschool routine. I brought up some new books from the basement. I brought up this table, which I'm wiping off with this Method wipes. They're not my favorite wipes, but unfortunately, that's all they had left at Target. And I'm just getting things set up so that we're ready for success tomorrow. Additionally, I'm gonna head into the kitchen and get things picked up there as well. If you follow me at all, you know that I love to clean as I cook. As far as dinner goes, I empty the dishwasher before we eat dinner so that we can load things as we cook. But there's always a last couple of bowls or plates or cups that I have to clean up and put away. Likewise, I will prep our coffee so that it's ready to go in the morning. And you'll see here that I'm also prepping our celery as well. We are currently doing the celery juice cleanse. We've been doing it for about 45 days. I cycle it in and out between intermittent fasting. I don't talk about that a lot here on my channel because I'm just doing what works for me and my hormones. I just stopped nursing Sawyer about 28 days ago, so I had started doing the celery juice cleanse right at the beginning of January. So I just prep our celery, I prep the juicer, that way it's super easy for me the next day at 5 a.m. Then I like to end my night with a delicious cup of peppermint tea and call it a day. I want to thank you all again so much for watching, and if you liked this video and it gave you any motivation, I would love it if you would give it a big thumbs up and then hit that subscribe button. It's right over here now. That way you don't miss a single video, and I hope to see you back here next Thursday.